Welcome to Through Geeks and Coach Nut. My name is Anthony. I'm with Ben Field. How you doing, Ben?
I'm great. How are you, Anthony?
I'm doing good. So in this podcast, we'll be talking about Busch Gardens, what's going on with the park, a little bit about the history of the park and stuff. So anyways, let's just start what's going on right now with the coronavirus. No announcement yet if the park's going to open up or not. So recently in the news, Governor Polis made a list of things that were high risk and low risk of contracting coronavirus, and on that list, the high risk was amusement parks. So that does not look good for Ilitches.
It does not.
No.
I would be very surprised if we actually open this year.
Yeah, me too.
Because, Water World here in Denver said they weren't going to open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Universal and
Disney?
What was it? Yeah, Disney had to shut down again.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was Disney.
Maybe it was. I don't know. It wasn't Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Disney World and stuff. So yeah, they probably that had to shut down. By the state or their own accord. So I don't know what's going on with Florida and stuff. I know a couple parks had issues of people contracting coronavirus, like at Silver Dollar City. A couple employees contracted the virus, but it doesn't mean like the general public employees, people working for the general public, were the ones that attracted it. It might be admin or admissions and stuff. Maybe a couple of those members attracted it, or warehouse workers. So I'm not 100% sure if it was one of the general public employees, like operators, foods, and entertainment, games, and stuff.
We may never know.
Yeah. So this whole coronavirus is throwing everybody for a loop. So my bet that we probably won't be open this year and stuff. We did some training a couple weeks ago. We operate the rides and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get people going back to just run cycles on it, so you don't lose the training if we do decide to open later.
Yeah, so they have to do that and stuff. So anyways, also in the news, you guys heard that supposedly Ilch's is moving and stuff. So what's going on with that?
I don't know, Anthony. What's going on with that, buddy?
So anyways, to understand what's going on, developers have made proposals to redevelop the land where Ilch sits, called the River Mile, the Platte River Basin. It runs from Mile High Stadium, or Invesco Field, or Empower Field, whatever you want to call it, all the way down to where Core Field sits. Okay, that whole River Mile, that whole area is the River Mile. Part of it also is the development of the new Union Station that just got built, the whole RTD line and stuff, that whole area, okay? So you understand the general area. So, supposedly that they're going to tear down Ilitches and build a whole community, retail, office space, residential areas in that whole area, okay? And they're proposing that it's supposedly going to be done in 25 years. That's the estimated proposal to redevelop that whole area.
I hope it's less than 5 years, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We don't have 25 years left.
So what's going to happen to Ilitches? Well, right now, there's no word quite yet what's going to happen to Ilitches. Stuff. What they said in the news articles and stuff, that Ilitches is not moving in the near future, but one time it comes to move, they'll find a better location for the park and all that stuff. So they're kind of wording things around. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's gonna go when they do move?
I think it will go out by DIA, where the area where they built that Gaylord Resort, that big new hotel out there by DIA. I think it's going to be around that area.
Yeah.
Because it's a prime location. It has hotel amenities, have restaurants. So it's a prime location to build a park there where you can have people to stay at the hotel. It has the commuter line out there. So there's ways to get to that park easy and stuff. So it's going to be easy to get that park like it's not where it sits now. Where the location now, it's a good location. Okay. Because you got the light rail, you got I-25, you got Spirit Boulevard, you got downtown and stuff. So it's a good location where the park sits, but the park itself, it's just not a good park where it sits.
Yeah. That has had a rough time there at that location.
Yeah, since day one.
What do you think, Anthony?
Yeah, since day one. When the park first moved, I believe, and a lot of people do believe, that the Ilch Gardens got cheated out on this move. When it first moved from 38 to Tennyson, because that location was small, it was landlocked, it couldn't expand, so that's why the park moved, because it was going to grow. Okay, and they couldn't tear down or tell people to move from that area, because that area has some housing and residential people that live there for over 100 years. Okay, that area is over 100 years old. Yeah. So try to move people from there is not a good idea. So moving the park the first time was a great idea. Moving the park where it is, mixed emotions on that one, mixed feelings on that one. Okay. So anyways.
And I was born in 95.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what the old park looked like.
Oh, the old park was
apparently
amazing.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was, like I said, it was beautiful. You had the gardens, and you were immersed into a different world almost. You had the city outside, and then you walked in the park, and it was a totally different experience, and stuff. This location now is just lackluster, I say. Lackluster on the ride, lackluster in the theming and atmosphere. It's just lackluster. There's not much to that park. Like I say, it's a amusement park quality. Like you see something like a carnival kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So what? I'm a little hazy on what happened at the beginning. Can you explain that to me, sir?
The beginning of when the park moved?
Yeah, from 1994 to 1995 when they closed and opened a year later.
Okay.
Less than a year later.
Well, anyway, what happened was they were Elitch Gardens was going to move, and so they were planning to move anyway. So they pretty much sold the land. Okay, I don't know if they totally bought the land or sold it during that time. The land was bought or sold. But anyways, the land was a very a high real developing area. Okay, for retail and shops. Okay, that's what it became. So I guess they maybe sold the land and they had to move the park out of there quickly instead of that. Before they were planning to move and something like that, because I believe that the park was not going to move in 95. I was going to believe the park was going to move around 2000. So it was going to take so it would take about 10 to 15 years to build, well, maybe 10 years, 5 to 10 years to build up the park. But what happened was they built the park less than a year.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah, it was pretty much rushed, okay? If anybody remember when the park first moved and stuff, and they remember going to Ilch Gardens and stuff, it was a disaster, okay? I'm telling you. Muddy dirt paths, no trees, nothing, really nothing out there, okay? It was bare. It was naked. Things got changed around. The area got changed around from the blueprint. If you look at the original blueprint of the park, it was going to look like the old park, kind of, with the gardens and the fountains and stuff. But look what it became, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
So it was all naked?
Yeah. And then that also caused the owner of Ilch Gardens, the family, to sell the park to Premier Parks, which then bought Six Flags, and we got slapped with the Six Flags name on Ilch Gardens. Now, I tell people that Ilch Gardens was never a Six Flag park. It was just a Six Flag name slapped onto our park. Okay? So, technically, Ilch Gardens was never a Six Flag park.
That Six Flags extravaganza.
Yeah. Which, a lot of people were mad, like, oh, Six Flags ruined the park and stuff. Well, yes and no. They actually kind of saved the park, Ilitches. Because if they didn't buy, or Premier didn't buy the park and stuff, Ilitches probably got shut down before, around 95, 96, 97, probably got shut down. Okay?
Oh, man, then I wouldn't have worked there and met you?
Yep.
Well, that's depressing.
But that could happen stuff. So, yeah, I'm not going to say that Six Flags ruined the park or something like that and stuff, but it just didn't make the park good.
Can I just say one thing there, Mr. Anthony?
Yeah.
I think, personally, if Six Flags kept us after their rebranding to the discount chain, we would be on the same level as LeBron in Canada. Possibly.
Maybe and stuff. Or maybe, and also too, maybe we got better rides too. Better like roller coasters. Besides a boomerang and a SLC.
2 volcano.
Yeah.
Cookie cutters that are crap.
Yeah. So hopefully that when the park does move, that we'll get the Ilch Gardens that the city deserves, Denver, the state deserves. Okay, I would love to see that again. Bring back Ilitches from the ashes. Like the old park. I know it's not going to be like the old park, but we can bring that feeling back. But bigger.
Right. All right. So another question for you.
Yeah.
Who do you think should buy Elitches if we do move and rebrand it? Busch Gardens, Cedar Fair, or Disney, or Six Flags?
Well, not Disney. Disney will no Disney. No, Disney won't buy it.
Why not? Don't you want a family park?
Yeah, but no, Disney. If Disney is going to go own anything in Colorado, it would be like a ski resort, something like that. Okay, but I would love to see Busch Gardens. Okay, because Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, but Busch Gardens name on the park, and because Busch Gardens only have parks in Tampa and Williamsburg. Okay, so bringing them more out west will give them more a new market out here.
Right. And then if we have Busch Gardens, we can have better looking park.
Yeah. Busch Gardens is great for building parks. Now, unfortunately, the possibility looks like it can become Six Flags again. That's the strong possibility. Now, is that good or bad? Well, it'd be good for Six Flags to have a ground-up park, build a whole new park, so they'll have maybe have it like Six Flags Magic Mountain or Great America or Six Flags Adventure. One of the big major parks.
Right.
So it can become like that. That would be great. Instead of being one of those smaller Six Flags parks like Six Flags Laron or Six Flags America or New England and stuff. So it can become one of the better parks. Okay.
Right.
So that's a possibility and stuff. So it could become like that. It'd be good for Six Flags. But at the same time, we know Six Flags record. So, because
what's their record?
Well, right, they sold a bunch of parks and they bought a bunch of parks and stuff. So they closed parks and stuff. So it can be good or bad. Okay, so Six Flags is a mixed bag. Cedar Fair, it's on the low possibility, but it could. That will bridge the gap in their line from because Six Flags or Cedar Fair, sorry. They have parks out in California. They have Six Flags Great America. Oh, not Six Flags, but Great America out there. And also they have Knoxbury Farm. Then if you go out east, you have Worlds of Fun. So it'll bridge that gap between Worlds of Fun and those parks and stuff. So they'll have almost every park in every time zone.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
that would be cool to have a park in every time zone.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, Denver, Colorado. Denver area is a prime location for a major music park. Okay, not a small music park. We already have one that's Lakeside and stuff. That's fine. Lakeside's going to be Lakeside. It's always going to be Lakeside. Okay. But for a major park, the closest one to us has to be probably Worlds of Fun, or you go down south to Texas for Six Flags Fiesta.
Over Texas and Fiesta.
Yeah, like that, and then of course you got California. So the location where it sits right now is a prime location to have a major music park, and I think.
And we just keep gaining people, and
yeah,
it would be prime location. Why did Elitches not expand where it currently is?
Well, that's
a question.
It's landlocked, okay? Because on the west side of us is I-25, and the Platte River, so I can't span over that side. And then to the east of us, you have Pepsi Center, and then you have a rare campus. So it just cannot be built, can't be expanded and stuff, but if they did do that, they have to change the layout, maybe do a parking garage and, work with Pepsi Center and stuff. So it's more a hassle than anything else to expand the park.
Right. I mean, why couldn't we have expanded earlier on?
Well, what happened early on is during that time, Baja Stadium was getting rebuilt to the new stadium. McNichols Arena was closing down, and we're going to move McNichols Arena to a new location to become Pepsi Center. Pepsi Center bought the area where Ilch's was going to span to when the park first moved. When the park first moved, they bought the land area they own right now, and then the other area was they didn't buy the land, but they could have bought it. But instead, it was bought by Pepsi. Kroenke. I think Kroenke owned it back then, or unless it was some other owner. I don't remember. But the original owner of Pepsi and McNichols Arena, Pepsi Center, bought the land.
Oh.
Okay. Now Pepsi Center was going to let us use part of the land for parking and stuff. So, but. You know how that goes, especially games and concerts, man. And then you have the park open. It's a mess.
It is a mess.
Yeah.
Coming off I-25 onto Spear to get to the park is only a one-lane road, and it goes one lane until the turn lane to get into the park.
Yeah.
So, on a really busy day.
Yeah,
that thing backs all the way up until 6th.
Yeah, it's a disaster. So with the new location, they can change that. They can have their own land area, their own parking. And they're not competing with Mile High Stadium during the football games and Pepsi Center during their hockey and basketball games and concerts and stuff. So. That's a plus for them moving the park.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So I think that's about it on Ilch Gardens. Please write in the comments what you think. About the move. Are you happy the Ilch is moving? What do you think the location will be, things like that.
And also, we're sorry we didn't read the comments yet from our last podcast. We will get to that, and we'll see what the outcome is next week. So
Yeah.
we'll see if Half Pipe is considered a roller coaster or not. Put in this comments too.
Yeah. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe to our channel. Also, I'm going to be starting a Patreon account soon. So look out for that. With the Patreon account, you can donate and help us build the channel up. Hopefully by next year, when this whole this whole corona, or
when the apocalypse is over, we
yeah.
can go ride rides.
We go back to the park to do some reviews and stuff. We'll do some reviews too. So the next podcast, we're probably gonna do a review of Silver Dollar City. On our next podcast, we're gonna talk about that park. The pros and the cons and stuff. What we love about the park, what we didn't like about the park and stuff. So look for that for next week. And if you have any suggestions for other kind of podcasts we should talk about and stuff, put in the comments. Let us know. Anyways, thank you, Ben.
You are welcome, sir. I will talk to you next.
And thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.